Hey guys, it's Kathy. We are going to make some of these gorgeous pages. I've boiled some tea bags. I've got one bin for colored papers and one for the finished papers. So I've just pulled out a whole bunch of different colors of distress oxide and distress stain. I've also got some stencils I want to layer in between some of this paper. Oh, also some ferns and things. I have a couple different weights of paper, a 20-pound copy paper, and I also have my nice 28-pound paper. I just want to see what works better. Okay, let's get right into it. So basically, I'm just dipping it into the tea solution, not leaving it there any length of time. I decided to just do 2 layers, so I'm putting 2 down side by side. We are going to add a little bit of spray stain underneath the stencil. I'll lay the stencils down and then add a little bit of spray stain over the top, and I really think this method is pretty effective. And the stain did not stain my stencils, which is pretty incredible. I think there's a lot of water in there. I ended up leaving that on for about 3 hours, I think, the 2 of them layered like that, 2 layers of paper with the stencils in between, and then took them out, laid them on the table, and put a little fan there, and it worked really well. So I tried on every one just to add a little bit of mica spray or the decay or spritzer just to get a little bit of shimmer on there. Yep. And then we'll add the tea stained again to the top. So that's going to pick up some of that stencil on the reverse side. And then I'll just add a little bit of spray stain on the top. And that's what I did. And they came out beautiful, as you will see. Okay, so let's do 4 more. These are just regular sized cookie sheets. I suppose if it was a hair bigger, they wouldn't overlap in the middle, but it really didn't make a difference. There's just a little ridge on there that I was not bothered about at all. That top stencil with that little border around it was a little bit big and didn't lay quite flat on that, but it still gave a really nice design. I think spraying through the stencil, all of those colors just work when you put the next layer on and it's a little bit wet from the tea. It just makes everything kind of mesh and soak into that top layer. Yeah, just love it. These stencils actually are from Joggles from the Klimt collection. Now I'm going to just use the plain 28-pound paper and add some spray stain and distress oxide without soaking it in the tea first. I wanted a little extra white to show and just wanted to see if it would make a difference in them not tearing when I bundled them into a little ball. And I'm also going to bundle them a little bit looser than I did some of my other ones. And it did make a difference. So just giving it a little crimp at the top. And now we'll do some of the reds and oranges. I think I add a little pink in here. Yeah, you can just get creative. You really can't go wrong with these beautiful, beautiful colors. And I do love that touch of turquoise in with the oranges and pinks. So just flipped it over and did the other side. Just kind of keeping it on the same family. And, yep. I have a little bit of instant espresso here that I'm going to sprinkle on. I like doing this. It has a really nice effect. So here I'm adding some plastic ferns. This was really fun, and I got some, really nice effects here. However, a couple of those ferns were a little pointy and they poked through the paper. So I had to do a little repair, but I did get some nice images from those, kind of like botanical images. So we're adding some different spray stains and oxides here. So I added a second layer on top, and as I was pressing it down, some of the plastic did pop through that paper. It's just probably would have been better to use natural ferns, and I'd like to try that in the future. I wanted to show you this because I got a great effect with this rug mat. That grid comes in big sheets for underneath the oriental rugs and things, and it just gave such a nice pattern. And I use these for jelly plating. So now I'm just going to open these up and iron a couple to show you. I did definitely have to iron them. Not the tea-stained ones so much, just the bundles. Initially, I did not add any water, but they were still quite wrinkled, and I thought, why not? So I went back in with my little spritzer, and I added water, and none of that dye came off on my ironing board. I did end up putting a piece of parchment paper underneath to iron them, but it was pretty amazing. It really worked well, just to give them a little spritz. Just like you're ironing a cotton shirt, actually, that, water always helps get wrinkles out. So just to use in a journal, I just wanted them a little bit flatter. Yeah, I just wanted to show you I had spritzed with distress gold on the top of those bundles, and it really was a cute effect. So these papers were the ones that were damaged, and I'm just going to repair them. So I just thought I would take a couple of minutes and show you what I did. So I had some decoupage paper and just mixed up a little bit of PVA glue. And I just thought, you know what, I was going to wait until I actually was going to use them in a journal, and I thought, no, let's go ahead and just repair these right now. These are beautiful papers, and I want them to just be a part of this little collection of dyed papers. So I took the time to repair them. I thought that was a nice way to do it. Just add a little decoupage paper. And I also used some washi tape on some of the other ones. There was about 5, I think, that needed a little repair. So here we go. Just adding some fern-type decoupage paper. But the colors in these, just beautiful. I am so happy with these. And I just added washi tape to a couple of them. It was more of a linear rip, so it was easy to put washi tape on there. I think the thing is when I was unbundling them, a few of them were still a little bit damp, and the paper is very frail when it's damp. And if I had waited till they dried completely, I don't think it would have happened. Here's one of my fern prints, so you can see it's just a really cool faded type fern on there, but I love the way that came out. It's just very neat. And here is my last repair with a little washi tape. So let's do a quick flip through. I've got just the tea-stained ones first. They came out great. Lots of variation in colors. That probably had the coffee espresso granules on it. I did do a couple stencils, and you can see it's just a little, you can see the pattern, but it's pretty faded. But that has a place. I'll use these all day long in my journals. I'm happy with those tea stained. And then I started adding in some color with stencils. And I think just both sides came out beautiful. I'm very happy, and I'm excited to use these in a journal. Love the blues. And it's just kind of a neutral almost. So a lot of the colors are just kind of a hazy, and I just think that's fantastic. I love how that's a little blurred in there, and the colors just kind of flowed into the other colors, and it's a beautiful effect. Really like these. This could be one of my favorites. All of those colors peeking through those vertical slits. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. And I love that mica stain in there. Just that little burst of color. So great. So yeah, we'll look at a couple more and then I'll just speed this up a little bit. I just wanted to show you some of these stencils, the stencils, because they came out really nice. Also a fave. Oh, beautiful raspberry color there. And here's that kitchen sink mat. It's very grungy and cool. My ferns, more of the ferns. I love the oxidation on this one. Those blues, and I'm sure there was a little bit of decay in there, I think. Just great colors. Okay, so that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, that you'll try it for yourself. It's a fantastic project, and now I have all these gorgeous papers for my stash. Unique, one-of-a-kind tea and ink and distress oxide stained papers. Thank you for being here. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like to try this. Let me know if you have any questions I might be able to answer if I didn't cover something. But really couldn't be happier with these, and I am going to get a lot of use out of these. So thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.